Rock and Roll Geek Show 665.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Saturday, October 31st, Halloween 2015 when I'm recording this, and it's 3:13 p.m. I've been frantically working all day today, busting butt, trying to get dog treats made for the Paul Chero street thing tomorrow on 2nd and Brandon in San Francisco. If you're there, come say hi, friends. And I have been, what else? Just working frantically all day, and now I am doing a show. I also have a gig tonight with the Butlers. We're playing in Crockett, California. So if you happen to be in the Bay Area, come to Crockett and say the secret, come up to me and give me the secret phrase, "Hey, I listened to your Rock and Roll Geek Show today." That's all you got to do. And then I will give you one of my beers out of my personal stash, friends. All right. This is part of my personal dog days of podcasting where I said I'm going to do a show every day for a week, and this is the day 3. I'm trying to keep my promise, friends, and I have a show review, so let's get right. Oh, by the way, thank you to everybody who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Please keep the donations coming. I'm begging you. Now I'm on my knees begging you, because without your donations, this show will die a smelly, putrid, maggot-filled death. All right.
Good to hear.
Oh, sorry. Hello, caller.
Hey, Michael Butler. How's it going?
Super great. Could not be better. Happy Halloween.
Good to hear. Hey, I am calling in with a show review.
Yes.
From Saturday night at Shoreline Amphitheater. It was 1077, The Bone Bash.
Oh, hold on. Let me open up this Tecate. This is my second beer of the day. I went to lunch with Martina and Brian. Went to a ramen place on Balboa in San Francisco. I don't remember what it's called, but it was a really good ramen soup. They did not have Asahi Japanese from Japan. They had the bottled, which means it was Molson. So I had a tall one of those. Now I'm drinking a Tecate, and this is my second beer of the day. And you know what they say. Second one's always the best, friends. All right, back to you, Mike Mack.
This year it was headlined by Def Leppard.
Yes.
With special guest Styx.
Oh, by the way, I just got the new Def Leppard yesterday. I tried to get through the whole thing. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
And Tesla. Typical shed setting. They had about 20,000 people out there.
That's
pretty
good.
Big crowd. I was surprised to see so many people out there. I was able to...
Def Leppard draws well, I'm pretty sure. And the new album, I think if you're a girl who's a later day Def Leppard fan, you'll probably like this album. If you're a fan of the first 2 albums, which I am, those albums are just great top to bottom. So if you like the first 2 but are not a huge fan of the Hysteria, the new one is trying to be more like Hysteria.
Score some tickets from the station when they were giving them away early in the week.
Free tickets.
Although they were lawn tickets, I have to take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
and
I refuse to sit on the lawn at Shoreline or Concord. It's just not a pleasant experience for me to see a concert from the lawn. Yeah.
I think the lawn at Shoreline really works well for... large groups of friends kind of congregating on a warm summer evening.
Yeah, I think so, but you know what I like to do? I like to go sit in the bar. You can watch, because on the lawn, you got to watch the thing on the big screen anyway. So I go sit in the bar and watch it on the big screen in the bar, and there's nobody in there because they're all watching from the stands, and I'd sit there in the bar by myself and just drink some beers and watch it on the screen.
Like it was last night, and I think one of the highlights for me was being able to smuggle in my Stick It to the Man bar.
There you go.
Where I had myself a cooler full of ice and coconut waters and coconut pineapple flavored rum.
Nice.
And I was pouring drinks for all the people around me.
How'd you get a cooler in?
But enough of that. The show itself was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty great, actually.
Okay.
It may have been the rum talking for me then,
hey,
but
all right. Whatever
I'm a big
it takes.
fan of Styx.
Me too.
Always have had a special place for Def Leppard. The opportunity to go see this came up, and I decided to go at it. So anyway, I'll cut right to the chase. We got in a little bit before 7. Rock Bar was on site. They were doing a rock-a-roki where they had a side stage with a real band playing.
Very nice.
And you can get up there and bust out songs with them and karaoke style, but they call it the rock-a-roki. So it was good to see the friendly faces of the Rock Bar out there. And they were actually handing out tickets to the Mudhoney concert coming up in October. So that was kind of an added bonus. Made our way to the lawn, which was pretty packed at the beginning of Tesla's set. Not really knowing much about Tesla. It wasn't a big deal for me to check them out, but I was impressed by their musicianship. They had some good tunes, some of the radio songs that I could remember. Little Susie, I think, was one of them.
Little Susie on the up! That's all I know of that song.
And of course, Signs. But
signs everywhere, signs.
Pretty decent set. They played for about 45 minutes and got off.
Should I stop singing? Atlanta says I should.
Off stage. Styx took the stage around 8 o'clock, and this is probably the 5th or 6th time I've seen Styx, and each time that they play.
I saw Styx in Jacksonville, Florida. I think it was 78 or 79. What album had Renegade? Pieces of 8. I think it was a Pieces of 8 tour. It was Styx, UFO, and Ram Jam. Michael Schenker was playing with UFO at the time.
Live, they just bring it 110%, and that's probably due to the fact that they're always on the road touring, and you get to a certain point, I assume, that you just dial it in and you just keep it going. And
I think
they were impressive. They kicked it off with the Grand Illusion.
Welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in. Oh yeah, okay. me.
Which is an all-time classic for
Dennis Dunaway not in Styx anymore. They have a guy who takes Dennis Dunaway's place. And Grand Illusion, I believe, is written by Dennis Dunaway.
Me.
Not Dennis Dunaway, excuse me. Dennis DeYoung. Sorry, Dennis Dunaway.
And then they moved into Too Much Time on My Hands, another crowd pleaser. Everybody knew that one.
And on my hands.
Everybody had fun clapping along. And then they went into Fooling Yourself.
You're fooling yourself and you don't believe it. Also a Tommy Shaw song.
Tommy Shaw number. And that was a good version of that song.
Get up! Get back on your feet.
And they handed it over to James Young, for Miss America.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Styx song. Do I have that on the iTunes? Oh yeah, okay. Let me see if I can find some Styx. Let's see, Styx. Let's see. Do I have Miss America? Here you go. Re-recording of Miss America. They re-recorded their songs and called it Regeneration, so they didn't have to pay the record label. I believe so they could sell these at their shows and keep all the money. Get past the intro. Great guitar riff here.
You were the apple of the public's eye as you cut.
That's a great tune. When I saw Styx back in the 70s, James Young came up to the mic right before they played this song, and he goes, "How do you like my new album?" And Dennis DeYoung shot him the stink eye. I remember that when I was a kid. That Dennis DeYoung not in the band anymore.
Version of that, and then they moved into Lady, which is
Lady. By the way, Featherwitch does Lady. From the moment. Sorry, I'm burping up this fine Tecate.
All-time classic Styx number
Great tune.
with that nice build-up and that guitar part kind of ringing, and then that anthemic. Is that the right word? Anthemic? Yeah, that kind of just that rocking, just middle part that just takes you to the takes it. And hoping to hear that at the Fun Fest actually by Featherwitch. I hope that's going to be on the set list. If not, maybe you could put in the word for me on that one. After Lady, they went to Blue Collar Man.
I'm gonna be a blue collar, bound to be a blue collar man. Do I have that? Here you go. Ooh! Okay. Fuck.
Which was another crowd pleaser. Dug that song a lot.
Great
and then finally, as Dark had been descended on...
By the way, that was a Tommy Shaw song as well.
This for about 30 minutes, they decided to turn the screens on for the song number 7, and I was kind of curious as to why the screens weren't on earlier than that, and then I was thinking, well, perhaps maybe Def Leppard doesn't want the support bands to have screens going. Maybe they felt that they would have gotten, being outdid by the opening band. It's just speculation on my part, but
I don't think that's
just curious as to why they didn't have the screens on until song number 7, which was a medley. Lawrence Gowan, who replaced...
Not a big fan of the medley.
Dennis DeYoung back in the 90s, who's one great singer, and he really brings it on all fronts when he comes out there. So he did a little medley. It started off with the Elton John song Rocket Man.
'Cause I'm a rocket man. Why? They got enough hits. They don't need to do an Elton John song.
And then he segged into Bohemian Rhapsody.
Huh.
And then he finished up with Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, which was kind of cool.
Bathroom break for me.
For being in the Bay Area for this nice summer night. And then that worked us into Come Sail Away.
Come sail away, come sail away. A Dennis DeYoung song. Do I have that? Come sail away. Yeah, here we go. I'm sailing. All right. Away. Yeah, great tune. Freaks and Geeks. If you ever saw this show, Freaks and Geeks, it was a great scene with that song.
Can't say enough about that song, man. That's just like the soundtrack of my childhood, and it was cool that I was able to share that experience with my 16-year-old daughter.
And she's probably looking at you like you're crazy.
My wife on the lawn last night, although my family was kind of mocking me as I was doing my air guitar and just being a little over the top, but
I can relate.
That's what it is about rock and roll music to me. When I see it live, and if it moves me, it moves me, and if I move, I move, and that's what I was doing last night. Come Sail Away, just an all-time classic song, and never gets old in my book. Then they went right into the encore portion, and they did Rockin' the Paradise.
Still rockin' the paradise. I'm not crazy about that tune.
From the Paradise Theater album, that was but it was actually a good number and a good rendition of that song. And then they finish up with the Tommy Shaw song Renegade. And
okay. Oh mama, I'm in fear for my...
Oh mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm.
No crystal ball, huh?
Lawman is putting an end
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop you. All right, enough of that.
Everybody was up on their feet rocking out to that for the finale of Styx's set.
By the way, Featherwitch used to do that song as well.
And then that left us a few minutes, probably about 20, 25 minutes to mix up a few more cocktails and await the arrival of Def Leppard. So Def Leppard, I had never seen them live until last night, so they were kind of one of the bands that I've had on my bucket list to see, so it was great to be able to finally see them play. I was a little apprehensive though. I had seen Joe Elliott sing a while back on some VH1 special, and I was wondering how he'd fare with some of the vocals, being the range of some of these songs for him to hit these notes at this point of his career seemed like it'd be a stretch, but he was up for the task and he sounded great all night. Don't know how much help he got from the sound guys, but you know what? It's rock and roll. It sounded great, and we were all having a good time. And when they came out and started out the set with "Rock, Rock Till You Drop," everybody was up, and everybody was rocking, and it was just a really good opening number for them to start off with.
What is "Rock, Rock Till You Drop"? Is that on High and Dry? Or I think it's probably on Pyromania, isn't it? Let me see. Let me look on my iTunes here and see what album that is on. iTunes giving me problems again. Okay. It is on, it's on Pyromania, of course. I should have known that.
And then they moved into Animal.
Animal! And I need Animal on Hysteria.
And not one of my personal favorites by them. Kind of, I don't know.
That's when they went crap. They kind of just went soft.
Too mainstreamy. I don't know how else to say it, but hey, everybody else was getting into it, so I just got into it as well, so that was good. Number 3, Let It Go, classic early.
Butlers play Let It Go, and we are playing Let It Go tonight in Crockett, I believe. That is on the Great High and Dry, of course.
Def Leppard, and they killed it. There was just a great rockin' rendition of that.
Do a little production. Michael Mack doing a little bit of production. Okay. Pretty good recording. Okay, kill it.
And number 4, song number 4, Foolin'.
I'm not fooling on Pyromania. Yes, on Pyromania, of course.
Foolin', and that was good as well, man. You can't go wrong with these first 4 songs. It was just a great start to the set.
Stuff.
So then we came into song number 5, a song I'd never heard before. It was called Promises. Not sure.
Promises. What is that? Is that on their new album? The new album is called Let's Go. It's not on the new album, so I really don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't know that one either, Mike Mack.
What album that came off of. Not sure if it's a later Def Leppard song or earlier Def Leppard song, but kind of I think that was the moment I sat back down in my my chair and mixed myself another drink and took a couple hits and just got in the mood for the next song, which was Love Bites.
Love Bites! Love Food! That's on Hysteria too, right?
Another big song off of that follow-up to Pyromania. The name of that album's escaping me. If you could help me out with that. The album name is... Right. That's it. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
So that was a big selling album, but that was also a big song.
That was a massive selling album.
A love ballad, if you will. So everybody was kind of ponying up with their ponying up. Is that the phrase I'm looking for? No, just kind of cuddling up with their significant others on the lawn and having fun with that. And then Armageddon It, song number 6.
Armageddon It, also on Hysteria. If I'm wrong about Love Bites, I'm pretty sure that's on Hysteria. I'm going to probably do a track by track of the new Def Leppard just so you can hear it in all of its glory.
7, another classic version from that same album. Everybody was into that. Then they went to Coverville. They did a cover by David Essex, the Rock On.
Rock on, ooh, my soul.
On tune, and that was well received by the crowd as well. Pretty faithful rendition of that song. And then Joe Elliott donned the acoustic guitar for song number 9 and did 2 Steps Behind.
I don't know what that is.
And that's probably another point where I took 2 steps behind and stepped back and took a seat in my chair and just took a few minutes and gazed up at the stars and did some people watching. And, the lawn at Shoreline is the place to really kind of soak it in and just take in the whole event, because the vantage point of the stage is kind of diminished, but you kind of rely on the screens. But the people around you at that place sometimes just kind of make you laugh and smile.
Especially
and,
watching girls.
It's good times, man. I'm sure I was making some people laugh last night. A lot of,
let's say, girls who enjoy food.
With my behavior, but again, man, you can't be at a concert on a Saturday night, right? Two Steps Behind finished up. The rest of the band came back on for song number 10, Rocket. And
Rocket! It's also on, is that on Hysteria as well? I don't know. No, wait a minute. That might be on Pyromania. That's not one of my favorite Def Leppard songs.
That was a great number. I like the drums on that, kind of like a tribal beat at times, and some heavy guitars. Really, really well done. And the vocals sounded great. The backup vocals and the harmonizing, spot on. Song number 11, Bringing on the Heartbreak. What else can you say? They did it great. Sounded great.
Which is on. Is that on? That's on High and Dry. That's the hit on High and Dry, Bringing on the Heartbreak. Great tune. It goes in. Did they go into Switch 625? Because Featherwitch learned both of those. We never played it live.
Classic song, and they did it right, because they went right into Switch 625. There you go. Which is a very underrated song, and it seems like it's the song that kind of gets lost in the mix when it should go side by side with Bringing on the Heartbreak.
High and Dry, top to bottom, great album, man.
It was nice to hear those played back to back. And then song number 13, Hysteria. Another big
Hysteria when you're near,
ballady kind of song where everybody was kind of cuddling up, and okay song, but it sounded good. People liked it, and hey, it's all fun. Song number 14, Let's Get Rocked, and people were getting rocked, as was I, and that was just another classic, straightforward rocking song. Song number 15, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Pour some sugar on me. No, thank you.
What can I say about this song? I'll be upfront. I can't stand it.
Yeah,
I never could stand it. I think that the lyrics are just so dumb. I don't know, man. I may be in the minority here. I'm sorry if there's any Def Leppard fans that find that to be one of their greatest songs, which a lot of people on the lawn did last night. But that's not me. I'm not one of those. So people had fun, but then again, I took that opportunity to kind of jump back in my chair and just kind of pour another drink and just take it all in. So that led us into encore territory. And if I could say one thing before the encore came out, I don't know if I mentioned the band. Looked like they were having a lot of fun out there. Everybody looks like they're in good shape. I know Vivian Campbell had the cancer issue. He's working through that. And Phil Collins, just a buff-looking dude right now, and he wants everybody to know he's a buff-looking dude. You can tell because he never wears a shirt on stage.
Exactly.
But I gotta say, the oil, the baby oil all over the body. It's like, dude,
Yeah. You think he might be?
Fuck,
he might go that way.
It's just my own 2 cents. It's like, what's going on? It's a little detracting. Right out of the gate, they come out of the first set, and he's just all shiny and stuff, like he's in
and waxed too, by the way,
some type of bodybuilding competition. I mean, the guy can play. He's a talented musician, classic rocker, but you just leave the baby oil on the tour bus or something like that. Use it for another night.
Leave the baby oil on the tour bus, if you get my drift.
Core time. Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages, still rolling. Rock of Pyromania.
Great song. Just a rockin', faithful version of that song, which led into the final song of the night, which was Photograph. The one that really kind of put them over the charts back in 82, 83, and well done on that song as well. And that just finished up the night, which was a great night at Shoreline Amphitheater for Def Leppard, Styx and Tesla. So I appreciate giving me some time here to give you my review, and take care, Michael. See you soon. Stay frosty. Later.
Stay frosty, friend. You too can leave me a show review or an audio comment or of any sort. Area code 706-621-ROCK. That's area code 706-621-7625. I'm going to wrap it up now. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek, etc., etc., etc. You can find the show, rockandrollgeek.com. And thank you again for the donations, because without your donations, my show will die a vomit-stenching, putrid, rancid death. All right. Here is a song that we are playing tonight at Toots in Crockett. Let me see if I can pull it up here. In honor of Halloween, we are playing this song. We'll talk to you tomorrow, friends, with show 666.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.